the Meowbah story. We got royalty uploading a video or so about specifically.
Yeah.
Uncle, where have you been? We were waiting for you to show up. Did you finish donating that Doyen girl? anyways. Um so we got a video or so of this famous PNG tuber. Apparently she went too far, and we got a documentary video from royalty. If you guys haven't subscribed, of course you should subscribe to his channel. He makes some great documentary commentary videos, to be honest. Basically keeping track of like the history of the internet. I know one of his videos got taken down, and fortunately enough, at least I have it like uploaded at least for him specifically. I saw him in the comment section. I was just like, oh wow, it's royalty. Wasn't expecting that, you know? So kind of surprised me though. But anyways, let's take a look and see how bad is Meowbah, you know? How like what are we talking about here?
So on the internet, I think there's very few names out there that simply hearing will both stunlock you and produce a visceral reaction, as the memories of said individual and the things they did begin to flash through your brain unsolicited. There are a few names I can think of that produce said reaction, like, for example, Chris Chan, the person who's been known throughout the internet for decades and someone that has had multiple disgusting stories surround him, like the time he took a shot of Fanta mixed with his own genetic code. And obviously, even more disgusting and concerning, the story about what he did to his elderly mother, of which he was arrested for in 2021 but was released 2 years later and is still somewhat active on the internet to this day.
The team that wins the Super Bowl shall be the team that has earned it. It has been predetermined by divine fate.
That's fucking wild what
and
I just
goodness.
heard right now.
Rainbow Dash jar? I don't consciously know what that is, but it sounds like it could be a jar with a picture of Rainbow Dash on it.
He also apparently left a curse behind where if you wear his Sonichu medallion, it will leak gamma radiation that somehow ruins your life in one way or another.
What?
Another name in this category is EDP, a creator that was loved and very popular in 2020 with over 1 million subscribers on his main channel. And around this time, he was heavily incorporated into meme culture.
I mean, it's alright, like, overrated as fuck in my opinion. I mean,
only for his entire legacy to fall apart in 2021 when he tried to meet up with someone he thought was underage, only to be met by two dudes with a camera that were there to expose him for trying to meet up with someone underage. And his impeccable excuse at the time was he was just there for a cupcake.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
If you couldn't tell, he did not pass the persuasion check, and the people recording him obviously didn't believe him, and he quickly lost everything. He was rightfully abandoned by his fans, and YouTube ended up deleting his channel shortly after. But he apparently didn't learn his lesson because he was supposedly caught again trying to do the same thing 2 years later.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
And let's not forget the situation involving fecal matter pictures. I guess another name would be that one Austrian painter that Instagram Reels users love so dearly. Or maybe the guy that owned an island. However, there is one more name that I would add to that list, and it's one that you might not have heard for a while, especially since they haven't really garnered the same attention since their year-long run of rage baiting and borderline psychotic posts that made their name so infamous. But the name of the person I'm loosely referring to is Meowbah. Someone that was a VTuber, or more specifically, a PNG tuber, equipped with a high-pitched voice and, to say the least, was somewhat controversial.
Could you please offer in a bite? Of course, Meow could! Meowbah!
Before I go down, I want to tell Meowbah something.
Meowbah?
Meow will get on your neck and make you not breathe anymore. How does Meow feel about JoJo's Bizarre Adventures? Meow got bored.
You know for a fact that is such a fake voice, to be honest. You can already tell immediately. I'm like, there are some people, I shit you not, there are some people who think that normal, like every female sounds the same. We all have this like ridiculous high pitched voice and everything. Sorry to burst your bubble here, but not everyone sounds the same. Okay, all right.
after the first season. Genuinely one of the worst animes out there.
Take that back, you fucking swat! You may remember them if you were active on platforms like YouTube and TikTok
Old
around
man?
July of
We're all old
2022,
men.
due to one specific disgusting thing they did, which we'll talk about more in depth later. But it involved a very popular creator's death, and Meowbah straight after their death would draw not safe for work art of their 2D persona in that creator's coffin, doing things to their body. This rightfully
Wow, that's crazy, dude. That is hella okay. Okay. All right. I've heard of this person before, but I've never heard of that before, to be honest.
caused outrage at the time, as this creator was and still is a very beloved person, and a lot of people
Who
were
the fuck?
significantly impacted after their death. So obviously after seeing something so disgusting almost straight after this person had just passed away, they would respond quite negatively to this post, condemning her and what she had just done, but at the same time their reactions were making her more popular, which would eventually provide her with a platform where she would continue to farm outrage, and even recently
It's crazy how people like this get rewarded and actually get a platform, dude. I just don't understand. Like, I shit you not, dude. I play shit by the rule book, and this person just does the most craziest out of pocket thing ever and just gets a platform. I could just never understand humanity sometimes. I really can't.
she proved she did not learn anything from this event I just described, because she produced and published a similar art piece, but this time of the late musician Oliver Tree, who at the time of this video
Wow. Yeah, my Spanish audiences don't like that, to be honest.
only passed away 3 weeks ago. Yes, this person would most definitely be a competent contender for the worst VTuber, or at least the worst PNG tuber. But they don't just stop at the dead, they've apparently done pieces on living individuals, like one they posted recently of Balaki, so there truly is no low they won't stoop to in order
Damn,
to farm
Balarki
rage
getting
bait and
mentioned is
attention. There's actually a lot of
crazy.
similar and worse things they've done, which we're going to go over in this video. But throughout all of these events that I've already described, that I assure you are just the tip of the iceberg, they still have a presence on most platforms, and they actually have people that actively support them, and they even have their own religion. But before we get into any of that, who is Meowbah and where did she come from?
You in Ohio, Skibbity Sigma with WB.
My ears. Ah. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Ugh, my ears. Ugh.
Gronk, Kai Sinat, ISO Speed Riz. Can you please stop asking these dumb questions?
So Meowbah made her first appearance in March of 2022 on the TikTok platform. Not much is known about her, probably because I don't think the things she's done in recent years she would want people to know her identity, because she'd probably wake up to a pipe bomb in her mailbox or something. There has been multiple occasions where pictures apparently showing what she looks like were released online, on top of the theory that Meowbah
Interesting.
isn't actually a female and it's a man controlling and uploading the content, with this theory mainly coming from when a fake face reveal was uploaded to an also non-official Meowbah YouTube channel, where a guy admits to being Meowbah at the peak of her relevance, but this was just the Roblox YouTuber Willin, and he was apparently scammed into letting the fake account use him for a face reveal video. But it hasn't been confirmed if any of this is true, if her face has been leaked previously, or...
You know what? That kind of gives me an idea, actually, to be honest. That gives me an idea, to be honest. That's actually a smart idea. I might actually do something like that in the future.
if she is in fact a guy. The only thing supposedly known about her, and that is a strong use of the word supposedly, is that she is 22 years old. Her actual name is said to be Zoe, and she is unfortunately from Australia.
If you're a fucking fading and fucking fool.
Of course it's Australia. Winter gotta has some explaining to do. That's all I gotta say. What does the Australian delegation have to say about this? I'm staring at you right now. You got a lot of explaining to do now.
Grown Aussie, this is what you'd have for breakfast, you fucking dog nuts. A fucking VB long neck at 20 to 8 in the fucking morning.
But on her official website, it contradicts that information by saying she was born in Africa, not Australia, and that she currently lives in Japan, which I guess may be true, or once again, it's an attempt to hide actual information about herself.
No,
but
it's definitely the only reason why she's hiding information on that. So if you go back real quick or so, right? So go back real quick. So Meowbah is white, but born in Africa of 13th of May of 2004 and currently living in Japan. Ni hao. Brother, that's Chinese. So she's definitely not. She does not live in Japan. 1000% she does not live in Japan. I can bet money on that one, to be honest. Isn't that right, Uncle?
Actual information about herself, but that is all we apparently know about her. Anyway, as said, Meowbah made her start as a self-proclaimed porcelain doll cat girl PNG tuber in March of 2022 on TikTok. And a month later, she would start making content on YouTube where she would basically just re-upload her TikToks that commonly consisted of her PNG model talking with Minecraft gameplay in the background.
Hi there, Migo-chan. Welcome to Meow's PNG tuber introduction. Meow's name is Meowbah. Please call Meow Meow. Meow talks in third person. Please use she, Meow.
Pull the trigger! Let's go shoot me! Shoot me!
Coincidentally, around this time, this format was quite popular, and no, I'm not referring to myself here. I am not a PNG tuber. I am not a VTuber. I am not a furry. Go kick rocks and go fuck yourself. But PNG tubers were popping up.
It's okay, Royalty. I still consider you as a PNG tuber anyways. It's okay, Royalty. I still love you no matter what.
Up at an alarming rate around this time, and most of them almost always followed the same formula of either reading their comment section or some random Reddit story with Minecraft parkour gameplay in the background. And the reason for this was down to one PNG tuber that popularized that exact format around that time, with that being Jellybean. Someone who got a significant amount of attention creating the exact content I just described.
Minecraft, but if I die in the game, I die in real life. Alright, this honestly shouldn't be very hard. All I have to do is get diamonds and I win. No!
For context, yes, whilst Jellybean was the most popular example of a PNG tuber, she was also the most hated, usually because of how loud and energetic she was.
I've made a huge mistake. So the other day, I said if I hit 100k members, I would stream Just Dance in a Teletubby costume and a maid dress. You know,
it was actually a YouTube meta back in 2022 to farm Jellybean videos talking about how annoying you thought she was, and these videos would always do so well because people hated them that much, even though at the time she was just a kid doing kid things and most definitely didn't deserve the metric ton of liquid excrement she got thrown at her. But in the present day, she's doing very well. She didn't fall off or let the hate stop her from making content. She did change her style to more live stream and long form videos, and she doesn't see anywhere near the amount of hate she saw at her start.
Really?
However,
Wow.
another PNG tuber
I am actually surprised that they've like kind of like pivoted towards somewhere else, to be frankly honest. Wow. Like I personally didn't hate the person. Do I find their content a little bit cringe? Yeah, of course I do. But at the same time, she's doing like TikTok shorts. So who are the TikTok shorts kind of catering to? Kids, of course, you know. So, you know, for me, it's not my type of content. Not really for me. So it's just kind of like, you know, it's okay. It's fine, you know. For me personally anyways, but I wouldn't watch them, you know.
Inspired by the attention Jellybean received at her peak in 2022 was Meowbah, who made her debut on TikTok in March of 2022. And
TikTok
with
is
a
such a
new account
mistake.
and new presence on a platform, you would think she'd at least give it a bit before she started going balls to the wall with the so-called controversial posts. You know, maybe ease into it a little, but she didn't. She came out swinging in her first few videos.
Jesus.
Friends, part 2. Are you homo? Now's a fun. Now likes all genders. Abba, opinions on Jellybean's face? Super kawaii! Shout out to the plus size community. Do you think there should be more diversity in anime? Hashtag Black Queens! Absolutely! Here's some of Meow's inclusive BLM Black edits.
Even though Meowbah's content was mainly responding to TikTok comments with Minecraft parkour in the background, she quickly picked up traction due to her odd comments, high-pitched voice, and quirky personality, to say the least.
Meowbah, will you give me the chance to smell your toilet seat after a massive shit? Knock yourself out.
Meowbah would manage to reach over 1 million followers on TikTok only a month after starting in April. However,
That's
at the same
wild,
time,
though.
she also started getting a lot of flack for some of the language and humor she used in her usual TikToks. And she would see said backlash that some of her videos were receiving and would actually issue an apology. But obviously, Meowbah being Meowbah, this wasn't just a normal apology.
Of course.
Konnichiwa, everybody. Meow just wanted to make a quick video to apologize to the disabled fandom.
Jesus Christ.
Meow did not realize the R slur was a slur used against mentally challenged people. Meow promises.
What a fucking rage baiter, dude. Dude, I feel, dude, they are so hardly fucking rage baiting herself for the hard R. What the fuck is this? Basically, she's trying to, she's apologizing, quotation marks, apologizing for like basically like using the R word, which is retarded, of course, you know, for those who don't know. Personally, I don't really care, to be honest. It's just a word anyways. It's not that big of a deal. It was never a slur to begin with. For God's sakes, it was used in Call of Duties, for God's sakes, you know? So, I'm just saying.
Never to say that word again. I hope the disabled fandom feels better soon.
She's not really apologizing. That's why I'm saying quotation marks apology. She's just
obviously
rage baiting.
wasn't an honest apology, and it would only be the start. Because probably after noticing the attention she got from this, she would continue to make content that angered certain groups. With her next controversial
it's all
upload
rage
targeting
baiting. She's
religion,
just like 100%
more
just
specifically
rage baiting,
Islam,
yeah.
by saying she could beat Allah in a fight, which a lot of people took offense to.
Could you beat Allah in a fight? Of course Meow could! Meow blah.
And after seeing the backlash
Jesus
this post
Christ.
generated, which was fucking horrendous by the way, a lot of people hated her for this, but instead of a non-sincere apology in response, this time she would laugh that she is now herself Muslim, and she would also claim that her and Allah supposedly worked things out, which probably as intended just added more fuel to the fire.
Papa, are you Muslim? Yeah, can't you tell by the hijab? Silly Billy! Mashallah! What do you do with Ramadan Day? Meow wakes up and starts praying to Allah. Oh, Allah Habibi, please, God Meow God. Hey, Meow! Inshallah! Meow!
Jesus Christ. My lord, the amount of rage baiting is massive with this one, to be honest. Hey, Blue, welcome, welcome.
What are your thoughts on Allah? You'll be happy to hear that Meow Allah worked out our differences. So, the Allah lovers can condemn
This wouldn't be the last time Meowbah did something controversial surrounding religion. It's something she would repeat multiple times, in fact. Probably because she knew she had found a goldmine when it came to a subject that no matter what would result in a negative reaction and attention. And it recently escalated to the point where she desecrated a Quran in a very
It's
disgusting
pretty
way,
massive,
and
I'm
then
not gonna
uploaded the
lie.
whole thing for everyone to see, but we'll talk
You mean
about
the
that
Doki
later.
bird?
She did also create her own religion during this period called Meowism, which I guess is supposed to sound like autism,
Jesus
where the members
Christ.
of this religion are supposed to worship her as a god.
If you believe and pray to Meowbah each night, you can become one with the Mowers. Meowbah basically needs to do what did to become leader to achieve greatness. Exactly.
Also, in the same post she made about Islam, she also said something about the Ukraine and Russia war, saying Russia was justified in starting the war.
Meow 2 to 9. What is your opinion on the Russian invasion on Ukraine? Meow personally believes Russia had a reason for it. Russia did what it needed to do.
And let's not forget the so-called high melanin Meowbah she had around Black History Month or something. She started her own Discord server around the time all these events happened, which was then raided with thousands of people of all ages, where it was spammed with explicit messages and not safe for work material, and because the server didn't have an age limit, there was kids in there as well. It was also said that Meowbah was regularly posting things like slurs in the server, and people also apparently posted her full docs in there as well. In response, we get another apology where she blames a lot of this on the fact she left most of the moderation to the absolute Chad Carlbot.
Chan. Now just wanted to apologize for the destruction of Now's Discord server yesterday. Now did not set up a proper system and left all the moderation and Carlbot charge, which did not go well. Discord was spammed with very icky, gross, illegal stuff, and Meow was very gummified to Meow's little meowings that were exposed to it. Meow wants a happy server environment and has made a new server. Also apologize for saying bad words in Meow's Discord chat.
Yeah, once again, not a real apology, but some of her fans at the time would still try and support her and tell her, oh, everything's okay, we still love you, only to be quickly executed in the same comment section of said apology video.
Oh my god.
I don't think she ever commented or confirmed the validity of the supposed docs that was posted to that server, but the whole server was quickly deleted anyway, and she created a new one straight after. But all of these events that happened back to back wouldn't really have any negative effects for Meowbah. If anything, she was only gaining, and her trolls were working. She was getting more attention than ever, and she was known far and wide. And as said, some people actually enjoyed her content or edgy humor and supported her. However, there was one troll or stunt she did that many viewed as way too far and disgusting. It was even too much for some of the people that were supporting her up to that point.
Really?
And said event was what she did after the passing of Technoblade.
But instead, Meow wants to apologize for all the disrespectful things Meow has done. Meow never meant to hurt anyone. Meow has bipolar disorder and DIDs.
Now, it would be an
I'm so tired of people using, them saying, oh, I'm sorry, guys, I have bipolar disorder, or like, I have DID, or I have autism as an excuse for their behavior. It's ridiculous, to be honest. I'm tired of it.
Understatement to say the YouTuber Technoblade was quite popular, because he was one of, if not the most popular Minecraft YouTubers that inspired and entertained millions with his videos.
Rest in
And
peace.
millions would also mourn him when he passed on the 30th of June 2022 at the young age of 23, after a long battle with sarcoma, which is a rare and aggressive cancer that targets the bones and soft tissue. And when the news eventually broke that he did pass away, many would take to platforms to express their sadness and the fact we had just lost a very talented creator, from his fellow YouTubers to his millions of fans, and still to this day, a lot of people post tributes for his passing. However, a month after he passed, when a majority of the internet was still mourning him, Meowbah on the other hand would take this as an opportunity for one of her most infamous trolls, or stunts I guess, where she would produce and publish a picture of her doing explicit things to Technoblade's body in a casket. This obviously would result in widespread outrage.
That is fucking wild to hear about that, to be honest. I didn't even knew this was a thing.
as almost the entire Minecraft community flooded her comment section responding negatively to what she had posted. One individual was so upset by this, in retaliation, they drew their own art of Meowbah hanging from a ceiling fan. Obviously, you should never fight fire with fire in these situations, or feed the trolls, or even stoop down to their level, but this is just one of said strong reactions around this event. And this whole thing was a very talked about subject, because if you didn't know about Meowbah and the controversial things she posted about before, you definitely did now. She continued to farm the attention by doubling down a month later when the fallout of the main event had simmered a little bit by posting a video of herself mounting a Technoblade plushie and making certain remarks.
Holy shit, dude. That is wild to freaking hear that. That she doubled down on it.
Oh, Technoblade. Who's my little cancer patient? Oh, Techno. Oh, I love your rotting body.
Clearly, this was once again an attempt to
Royalty, you know for a fact I did not needed to see that, okay? You could have cut it way earlier, to be honest. I'm just saying you could have just cut it earlier, you know? I did not need to see that. I did not need to hear that. You could have, I don't know why you put that in there, dude. You could have cut it out to the point where she started, yeah, okay. Yeah, you know what? Whatever. Hey man, that's just my personal opinion, to be honest.
To reignite the hatred and attention surrounding her, and yes, it worked, but this time apparently not without consequences, because shortly after, Meowbah's main account on TikTok with over 1 million followers would be banned. Yes, this was finally the end of Meowbah. She had lost everything, went completely broke. She was homeless and lived out the rest of her life on a farm somewhere in the hellhole that is France. Obviously, and unfortunately, that wasn't the case. She would return to TikTok a few months later with a new account,
Of course she did. Yeah, there's no actual consequences at the end of the day.
posting an apology saying she's sorry for everything she did, using the excuse she has BPD and DID or something,
You
and then
don't
she
have
goes
that.
on a
That's a
massive
lie.
LARP tangent about how she was doing this all for us because the neighboring galaxy Andromeda is going to destroy the Milky Way and she's going to ascend to Meow Heaven to sacrifice herself to save humanity. Yes, in usual Meowbah fashion, this was not an actual apology.
Of course.
Meow hasn't returned to cause trouble or anything, but instead Meow wants to apologize for all the disrespectful things Meow has done. Meow never meant to hurt anyone. Meow has bipolar disorder and DID, so many of Meow's actions were actually Meow's system alters. Sorry. That was one of Meow's tics. Meow also suffers severe religious trauma, which made Meow not lash against Allah and other believers. This was unacceptable for Meow to do. Meow also apologizes for the title of my art video. Meow suffers necrophilia. Meow can't help it. As a way of giving back to you all, Meow's returning up above to Meowbah. Within the next 3 years, our neighboring galaxy, Andromeda, will destroy the Milky Way. And as Meowbah, god of the Milky Way, god of Meow's and god of the Earth, Meow will sacrifice Meow's.
Within the same video in the back,
Jesus Christ, dude. What? She's having an episode, alright, I'll be honest with you.
background, apart from the delusional
Lord.
rambling, you can see she's on top of a building, which many assumed was her hinting she was going to attempt suicide. And this was only more evident in her following post, where she made a video saying she got a lot of hate comments on her previous post and she is now in the hospital. And the comments she was referring to were people basically telling her to follow through with the actions she was hinting at within the video, because she was still being criticized for the things she had posted prior. But once again, fighting fire with fire and telling someone to follow through with these types of things never benefits anyone, to be honest.
That's true.
But it's still unclear if Meowbah did attempt some something and was actually mentally struggling, or if this was just another troll. And this is often a common symptom when all you do is post rage bait and controversial videos, because at that point people cannot take you seriously or differentiate if you're actually being sincere and you are struggling, or once again, if this is just you doing your usual thing. But judging from her activity around this time, more specifically the fact she apparently kept privating and unprivating her accounts whenever she received waves of backlash for her actions, so it's not entirely impossible that the hate was getting to her in some way, but that still, even if true, doesn't entirely clear her of accountability for the things she did and the constantly escalating events that would occur after. Towards the end of 2022, the attention surrounding Meowbah would die down. She lost her main account with millions of followers, which even to this day she hasn't fully recovered from, and PNG tubers like Jellybean weren't as hated as they were earlier on in the year, so people talked about them less, leading Meowbah to fade somewhat into obscurity. And in the years that followed, whenever her name was brought up, it was often met with surprise that they were still posting because most had completely forgotten about them. And I can almost guarantee some motherfucker in the comments has already typed Meowbah, haven't heard that name in years, with multiple smoking emojis or something. She would have a few temporary spikes in popularity here and there as she continued to post her usual content. It was mainly the same gold mine she had hit countless times before, either involving religion or posting NSFW art pieces of other creators, dead or alive. I think she even did one involving Queso of all people. But all around, she was not getting the attention she had seen in previous years. So probably after seeing she was getting less attention, she would attempt to slowly escalate her rage baiting and trolling. In one case in 2024, she collaborated and became somewhat involved with the infamous Bella the Wolf, someone that has the same, if not worse, reputation than Meowbah. She also had a religion about herself. She also had a history of posting intentional rage bait, and she apparently doxed a 10-year-old's phone number, which led to said 10-year-old to be harassed. There is apparently a whole host of other things she has done, so this was basically a match made in heaven. But said match wouldn't last for long because they would have a falling out after Meowbah supposedly discovered that people associated with Bella had been doing some very illegal things involving minors, and Meowbah didn't want to support that, so she broke ties and made
I'm surprised she has morality, to be frankly honest on that. I thought she was going to be a terrible person. She's a terrible person to begin with anyways, but like, I'm just surprised she actually has more morals.
a whole ass documentary on her alt channel exposing her for this. Obviously, this is Meowbah, so take everything with a grain of salt, but I can't get my head around the fact this is basically the worst person you can imagine making a good point or potentially doing some good. Like, I did not see that twist coming in the storyline. But even if her claims were factually correct, whatever positive rep she had just gained, she would lose down the line, because this somewhat positive character arc wouldn't last for long. And this was due to her next stunt, since she wasn't getting the attention she received in her heyday, and the topics she used for her rage bait weren't as effective as they were previously, so she would have to escalate again, which may have led her to perform her videos not just with the PNG avatar, but with herself in front of the camera, but with her face censored. And that still apparently wasn't enough, leading to her most disturbing arc that I would have never imagined her doing in a million years. Can you guess what she did? Well, there's a few options. Do you think she A, spat on the Quran, B, vomited on the Quran, C, peed on the Quran, or D, left a fibery log on the Quran?
Please don't tell me it's D. Please. Oh God. Please don't let it be D. Royalty, I swear to God, you better not put that clip in there.
Submitted your answer? Well, if you weren't absolutely brain dead, it was C. Yes, she peed on the Quran.
To be honest, both of those are pretty bad answers, to be frankly honest, but Jesus fucking Christ.
It's your true god Meowbah here, and today, Meow's gonna be asserting Meow's dominance as the only real religion by peeing on the Quran. Yay! Look, it's the Quran. Let's do it! Yay! I've played a lot of Fortnite, so hopefully my aim is good.
Royalty! Royalty! You better not fucking play the entire clip, Royalty.
And then she starts pissing on the Quran, which I obviously can't show you.
Thank
but
God.
this was, as one person put it, the
God.
start to her water sports arc,
You
because
had me
this
sweating
wasn't
here
the
for a
only
second.
time she did it. Her next victim was the Torah.
The Torah! And praise be to the Lord Meowbah!
Is this just a way of promoting our OnlyFans? What's about to happen? What's about to happen? I'm gonna explain what's happening. She's put the book, I don't know what book it is, I think it's the Jewish one, right? And she is literally pissing, like cat style, maybe even doggy style. Rephrase that one. But let's just say she's mentally ill, okay? It's a bit obvious that she's completely mentally fucked.
Yes, she is slowly working her way through the religions. I can safely bet that either the Holy Bible or some Buddhist scripture is next. However, unfortunately, these stunts did work for Meowbah. She saw a bit of a spike in attention around this time, but it still didn't compare to previous years, and it didn't last long. But she continued with the water sports, even recently trying to relive her most infamous stunt, because on the 1st of June, it was Technoblade's birthday. You can kind of see where I'm going here. But for those of you that are a bit dumb and put the milk in first before the cereal, let me explain. On his birthday, she would get a Technoblade plushie and piss on it.
Today, Meow grants him a gift. But not just any gift. The gift of golden goodness. Happy birthday, Technoblade.
Be preparation.
Oh, Technoblade, you poor defiled creature. Come here. Let Meow make it all better. Boop, boop. Look at you soaked in pee.
Once again, they're true.
That's fucking wild, dude. There is something wrong with this person, to be frankly honest. Bro, Cloud is one hell of a fucking drug because she wants to capture the same, like, explosion that she did many years ago, dude. God damn, dude. People will do anything for like, an ounce of popularity in Cloud. You will never catch me do anything like this, to be honest. Like, I'll do, like, some silly, goofy things, but, like, doing what other people do specifically to get clout or virality or so. Sorry, English is hard. I definitely would not do anything like that, you know? No siree. No siree.
Is no low she won't go to at this point, and she's only further enabled by her echo chamber that is the people in her Discord server and those a part of her religion. She has almost 100,000 people in her Discord server, of which I'm guessing most are kids, and there are some people that actually worship her like a god, which is very disturbing. But speaking about her Discord server, there was a Google document dropped recently exposing Meowbah and some of the activity occurring in her Discord server, but as of this video it was taken down and apparently it was made by Bella the Wolf or someone associated. But once again, the document was taken down, so I can't find any proof that Bella was behind this. All I could find was what I assume is an older document because it lists Meowbah's age as 21 when she is currently 22. But this document alleges that she's groomed minors into harming themselves, attempted to dox a child, was into incest and necrophilia, and was associated with people that did the same if not worse things, including, once again, things involving those underage. Jesus. The document, I assume, is a bit outdated and needs a bit more evidence to prove some of the claims in my opinion, but with the newer document before it was taken down, Meowbah would respond to some of the claims. First clarifying she never groomed kids into SH, but she does confirm it happened, with one apparently carving her name into their arm, and another did it so they could get a specific role in her Discord server, of which she said no, but then goes on to say she herself was a victim of grooming, and the person her convinced her to make a role for this on the server, and she also has a history of doing SH, which she said explains that one screenshot of her condoning SH, saying most of this happened while she was blowing up, so she didn't really know how to deal with it, adding these types of events haven't happened since. She then addressed the second accusation, which was she's friends or associated with pedophiles and people that doxed kids, saying that the one mod Momo didn't dox anyone, he was just sharing the phone numbers of people that were texting him weird things, and then people in that server started messaging those people weird things, and the DMs where the same person messaged someone underage for certain pictures was fake, where supposedly even the person that launched the accusations confirmed they were fake. The second person she knew that had similar allegations was banned after they found out he sent an explicit message to someone underage. The next claim was that she made underage people drink milk out of bowls, saying one 22-year-old did it as a joke, but then it became something you had to do to get unbanned from her server, and she continues to say nobody was forced to do it, it was voluntary in order to get unbanned, which in my opinion is still bad that it even was a thing. She clarifies that the punishment was removed after a month and 4 to 5 people actually ended up doing it. The next accusation was drawing NSFWR of those underage, of which she says she never did, and people are commonly referring to hair art of Jelly Bean, of which she says she drew of her OC for her 18th birthday, even adding they are 6 months apart in age. With the claim of preying on those underage, this was apparently a rumour spread from a fake video by Bella the Wolf, where they had a child impersonate Meowbah saying weird things for a role in a server, and they even apparently admitted to it being fake. And the last accusation is that she posts pictures of her poo in her server, of which she admits to it, and then shares supposed proof in the same thread. I want to blow my shit clean off after reading all of that.
God fucking damn,
in a video
dude.
game. Maybe. She then gets into an argument with Bella the Wolf in the same thread where Bella says her parents failed her, and this is just two mentally ill people fighting who are both as bad as each other, and nobody is a saint here.
Yeah.
But all in all, this is still terrible. A lot of these things shouldn't have been happening, and her server shouldn't have been an environment where some of these things were happening, especially the thing with the milk bowl and the poo posting. Why was that a thing when there are supposedly kids in the server? But anyway, that is basically it when it comes to Meowbah in the current day. She is just the same, if not worse, than when she initially blew up on the internet, and in my opinion, she is only going to get worse. She's going to keep escalating her stunts till she gets something equivalent to when she initially blew up, and I'm pretty sure down the line that is going to involve taking a shit on some religious scriptures, because nobody is really stopping her. She's got her echo chamber of support, egging her on and enabling the things she does. But even with all of that said, even with the things she's done recently, a lot of people have still forgotten about her, and I think at this point it's only a matter of time till people completely move on from her and she fades into further obscurity. Well, that or the effects of the Christian medallion will finally catch up to her. But that's just something I remembered and wanted to talk about today. Don't forget to unstick your balls from your leg. And yeah, that's all I had to say, and bye-bye.
What a crazy freaking video. My god, dude. Meowbah. Wow, I never knew it was that crazy in my personal opinion. Jesus Christ, my lord, dude. My goodness gracious me. I've seen some shit, but man, dude. Cannot be serious with me. Okay, alright. Like, I've heard some stuff about her, but I never knew about that, to be honest. That's about it, personally. Kind of crazy, though, to see this. Jesus Christ. Alright, then, well then. At least I learned something new today, and I never thought to be seeing that, what she did to Technoblade, and also basically taking a piss on religion, basically, so yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, to be honest. I'm gonna clean off this this history from this video, and also wash my eyes too as well. So how do I control Z my brain? That's what I want to do personally too. I'm gonna go drink some bleach right now and wash my eyes from it too as well, and dump it on my brain to erase what I just saw. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Like I said, I always, okay, so I have to give this a notion or so, okay? I post all of my sources, their channels, down in the link in the description down below. If you guys do not open the link in the description down below to see what's happening here, I worry about you sometimes, okay? All right? Because apparently I've been accused of stealing content, quotation marks, and not basically crediting these people, the people that I watch or so, okay? So I'm just putting this message out here, okay? I put all the sources down in the link of the description down below to their channel, because if you like one of their videos, you're gonna love the rest of their videos. That's why I send you over to their channel so you can subscribe to their channel. I have been accused of basically not citing my sources and basically, quote unquote, stealing people's content, and basically they don't want me to share the links of their channel because I don't want other people to steal my content or something related to that. So yes, I will defend myself when it comes to that slanderness, okay? All right? Koi is a content thief. I knew it. Your mom steals these thieves. That's what I gotta say about that. But yeah, apparently I've been accused for it, so I just had to address it. So at least at the end of this video, honestly, like I said, it's always down in the link of the description down below. And if you do not open the link of the description down below, I don't know what to say to you. Okay? Just letting everyone know, and then also my regulars know exactly, and if you can inform them too as well, all the new people that come in as well, tell them, if you want to know where the video is from, link is in the description down below. Their channel is there. You can go take a look at it, and at the end of the day, like I said, it's always there. Anyways, that's the end of the video. And yeah, don't accuse me for stealing, okay? All right? I'm putting a kibosh on that one, okay? And peace.